What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Run It Up special week. Run It Up to the Moon Week.
It's
wow.
my own week. I'm so
That's
excited.
right. You know you've made it in life, really, when you have your own week.
I got my own week. Yeah,
that's
I mean,
right.
people have like days. You know?
Right, sure.
Like they'll like
birthdays sometimes.
You know, but like
weeks.
Week?
Yeah, that's how you know you're big time.
That's
big
pretty
time
strong.
dmoongirl here. What's going on?
Not much.
I feel like I haven't seen you much in the last few months.
I know.
Probably because I've been a hermit. But
Oh, I had a song all planned for this. Are you ready?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
It's not my own song.
Okay.
Reunited and it feels so good.
Wow, that's great. Wow. We're all clapping throughout the world. That's right. Yeah, that's great.
I think we should do. I think we should do like a karaoke Run It Up episode. Don't you think?
Maybe. Well, so here we are playing some 50 cent $1. Yeah, sorry.
Well, yeah,
already in the big
we
blind.
gotta get priorities.
We gotta get going here. Trying to run it up. This is we're on a short little time frame here. I'm not. We can't just waste time. So we're currently up to $956.48. Hopefully we'll.
Were you
do
just
some work
referencing
here.
my karaoke skills as wasting time?
No, I would never.
I don't
want
to get off on the wrong foot.
You're gonna just leave already? All right, Run It Up week is canceled. The Moon week is canceled. It's over.
We got 3 minutes out of it. We're done.
It was good. It was fun while it lasted. Quality time is quality time. I guess we should just auto post. What a fish we are. Pocket tens. There we go. So to tell you guys a little bit about what the plan is, for this session, I'm going to be controlling the mouse. It's me playing on my account, but we're playing on the bankroll. We're playing on the bankroll challenge that you guys know and love. I think the plan is later this week we're going to switch it up. So Dmoon will play on her account still for the Run It Up challenge, and she'll hopefully show you guys how it's done. I think hopefully we'll start out with a win, and then we'll go to you, and hopefully you can really show.
You can get the momentum, and I'm just going to carry
That's right.
it.
We should have done like a me versus you kind of bet where like whoever won more money would win something, but I didn't think about that until literally this second. So.
And now you have pocket tens.
And now I have pocket tens, so there you go. I'm gonna make it $5
we should
here.
do something like that sometime, though.
I'm up for it. Whatever.
All right.
Whatever. You know. I am ready to go. You're supposed to be the fun one, though. I'm supposed to be the one that's like, yeah, okay. So.
I mean, I don't know. You play that like not very fun thing quite well. You're pretty fun.
Wow. Big lies.
Don't let him
here.
trick you guys.
So I made it $5 free. I was gonna make it $4, and then I was like, I really want to charge this guy. He's an ATM, so I really want to get some of my ATM fees back lifetime. So I made it $5. Now I'm betting a lot, 8 and 10, which is not something I always do, but I felt like it would be okay in this instance. So I feel like I have the nuts, basically. I feel like I have nuts. So my one question is, how can I get all this guy's money, basically? I don't feel like checking is the right play. I feel like he checks back too often with hands that are like single nines, like ace five, like spades, stuff like that. I don't really want to give free cards to hands like king jack unless he's going to bet when we check to, which I don't think he necessarily even has those kinds of hands. So I think all things considered, it was pretty reasonable hand of poker.
Standard.
Yeah. All right.
Game.
But it was good though. We did it.
Right off the bat.
Right off the bat, that's right. So I've been messing around with this. I'm not sure how you feel about this, but I've been messing around with these small raises on the button against limps, making it like 3x or less. Just basically trying to like get the pot heads up against these limpers, driving out the blinds, and then winning hopefully more than my fair share of pots post flop on boards like this.
In your experience, does that really drive out the blinds very much? I feel like people get pretty.
I feel like it has because people don't know what to do. So he makes it 1, I make it 250 on the button, and then the big blind should be calling pretty widely, but ends up folding like incorrect amount of hands. I haven't decided yet how much I really love it, but I think it's okay. In this spot, I'm not going to try to bet twice. I haven't really getting too aggressive or sticky in these spots post flop. Like once they call on the flop, I'm usually done, and I don't think that like. Oh man, I mean, if he checks to me on the river, I think I have to bluff just for like, to respect myself in the morning. Yeah, I have to bluff. I mean, I don't love it, but we have to try.
You can't check back showdown.
I can't check back my literal worst hand I show up with in this spot.
Do you ever like do things in hands that you're like, well, the money is just worth my pride, and I know
it's
not, I do that all the time. Like
usually for way more than $10.
Yeah,
too.
like I'm like I know that I am beat here, but like I can't fold for 1/30th of the pot.
That's right. I don't love this bluff by any means, but you have to try. You can't just check back. I mean, we have aces. We certainly have hands like ace king.
It's a shot in the dark. He could have called with like 9-10. Maybe not.
Maybe he just check raises us, but whatever.
We got pride. He can have the pot. We're leaving with our pride.
That's right.
I'm gonna book that as a win.
Yeah, I booked that as a win as well. There are so many like glorious bluff spots in PLO, and I've been playing a lot of PLO recently. So there are so many glorious bluff spots I just can't resist anymore. Hold'em doesn't have nearly as many, but
okay. See, I've never played PLO in like a for money situation. So I think that we should. But I would really like to learn. I think it'd be fun.
It's a super fun game unless you're a nit.
I'm like a super noob.
Yeah.
So maybe we should we should do that sometime.
I'd love to play some PLO with you.
Right,
it would be amazing.
There's got to be other like super beginners out there because I'm like baby beginner. I'm not,
Well, you start with 4 cards.
Well, okay, I got that.
You got 2 from your hand, 3 from the board.
That's about as much as I've got. And
okay.
I know, yeah.
You got that covered.
Yeah. That's about the
PLO
extent of my information.
is such a fun game, though, and I really think it's the game of the future. It's so much more fun, so much more action.
Yeah, the way I look at it, like people, recreational players, they have 4 cards. You have more chances to make a hand, and that has to like equate to being more fun for.
Sure, of course. I mean, you know how often I'll be playing like 4 tables of PLO, and I'll be like, well, I have top set and a flush draw on that table, and I have 2 pair and a straight draw on that table, and I got a wrap over here, and it's so great. It's so much fun. You always have something.
Right.
So I'm a big PLO fan. So
and if you don't have something, you always have outs.
Yeah. There are some really cool, fun, like tricky spots where you have no pair and you're calling like a pot-sized bet, but you have still so much equity because like you have Queen Jack 9-8 on like a Ace 10 deuce board that even though you have nothing, you turn like huge straight draws on so many cards. There are so many cool little spots about PLO, and I think actually playing a lot of PLO helps you with Hold'em in a lot of different ways because you just think about the game in different lenses, and I think it really helps you get better. Like I don't know if you ever played much like Stud or like any other kinds of games.
I'm like a one-trick pony. I got nothing.
Wow, one-trick pony. Yeah. All right.
I mean, I guess
I have a couple
open-faced
tricks.
Chinese. That's about the only other thing that
How good are you? How good are you at that trick?
I'm like the weirdest card player ever because I'm so resistant to learning new games because I hate that learning curve where you suck at first.
Sure. Yeah.
Like it almost prevented me from ever even learning how to play poker because I was
you
just
hate the
pissed
learning
off
curve
and
of it.
frustrated at first. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a stupid game. There's too many rules and whatever. But
now
I
here
bet
we are.
that the last
and now here we are.
game that I ever learned how to play was probably literally like poker.
Wow.
Like I don't play, I don't know, one of those games I play like Rummy.
Yeah, you don't like those games.
Like,
it is true. I have invited you to like I think 38 board game nights in my place, and you've said no to every single time. So respect the consistency in asking.
That is not accurate.
Really?
Maybe like 3.
3? Oh, you're okay. Well, we love playing with games
Such
over
a
here.
drama queen.
I'm a big game playing guy over here. We love playing games, so maybe you can join us sometimes. Who knows? Interesting flop here. So I think this hand went this fellow raised under the gun, and then these two guys.
Korean hacker raised.
Oh, is that limp raised call? Okay.
I believe so.
So this is not necessarily the greatest situation for us. If it goes like bet call, I would be very inclined to just potentially fold our hand right now because our hand is almost never best right now, right? Almost never is the best three-handed or with the guy behind us particularly. Like I think it's pretty safe to say our hand is very rarely best. Our outs are not usually great. We turn a jack and we lose to any queen X, and we turn a 6 and we could still be losing to queen jack. So or jack 7 or anything like that. So I think. Man, we could call and peel, but I'm going to just fold. Betting into 4 players, he raised pre. I think our chances are not great here. We turn a jack, it's not good. Also, a club can come off.
I always get myself into trouble when I decide that I'm going to like peel or do something.
Discipline.
Yeah, and then you're just like, God.
Disciplined poker.
Yeah, I agree. There's better spots. You're out of position.
Yeah, there's so many better spots. I think in the run-up season 1, I had a bit of a tendency sometimes to just get involved, but I was like fighting for pennies of value. You don't want to fight for the pennies. You want to fight for the quarters and the dollars, right?
Yeah.
So go after. I'm a big game hunter, dmoongirl. Did you know that about me?
I was not aware.
Oh,
Tell me about that.
You actually are kind of aware. You were there for the 100K over the summer.
Okay.
That was awesome.
Way,
we had a great little friendship bonding thing.
Was that the night that did I come? I did. I came from the strip club.
You came from the strip club to the 100K. Yeah.
To real Jason at like. No, okay.
Like
it was my friend's bachelor party, and they.
So it wasn't your
Vegas.
usual day at the strip club.
No,
it was a Thursday,
like a
so you're
day.
usually at the strip club on a Thursday.
Yeah,
is that right?
Normally it's like I have a set schedule like Monday, Thursday, Saturday. But it was like an off the whatever.
Yeah.
No, it was my friend's bachelor party, and they came to Vegas, and I had like an honorary pass as a girl. And I've never been to a bachelor party. Like that's fun, but since I'm the coolest girl they know, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
They allowed me like a special pass.
Right.
So I went and we were at the strip, obviously drinking a lot all night and at the strip club. And then so I'm gonna stay in my friend's room, and I'm at the like hotel desk at the Rio to get his key because it's during the World Series of Poker.
Yeah.
And that's a sad story.
Yeah, it's okay. Hopefully your story does
so
better.
while I'm like waiting in line, I'm like grinding Twitter, and I'm like, Jason's at the final table
of 100K.
I was like, I just wonder where that's at.
Yeah, and then you texted me and you're like, "Is it okay if I come by? I'm totally drunk." And I was like, "Yes, obviously."
Like, am I gonna embarrass you if I come by?
I was like, "No, obviously." And that was it. When you showed up, my heart melted, and that gave me.
Was like coming up, and I'm like drunk as I'll get out. And so Vincent and I are, most people are like drinking coffee at that time or whatever, and we're
Right.
like still
It's like 5,
throwing
6
back
in the
tequila
morning.
shots.
Yeah, all right.
I actually ended up I missed the entire negotiation period. I literally fell asleep on the table.
The chop deals, yeah.
Yeah.
That went by very, very painlessly though, because at that point we were all so tired.
Yeah, I was so tired.
Yeah, nobody even really made any kind of like protest. Like there was nobody who was like, oh, you got to give me more, because I mean, come on, it was Dan Smith, Marchese, Mercier, and me. Like nobody there is really giving up
there's
a ton.
not that much of an edge to anybody. So.
Although Doug Polk would declined the chop 5-handed, which because he thought he had a huge edge heads up, which I actually don't think is 100% true. But that was his reason to decline that chop. But yeah, good times.
Didn't work out for him.
Big game hunting.
And then we went and celebrated.
That's right. That's right. So,
with lettuce.
That's right. We went to the buffet at Bellagio. Had some plain lettuce. That was great.
I didn't have plain lettuce. I had some freaking bacon.
Some freaking bacon and waffles. That's it.
I wasn't doing no
Minnesota
shit. But this guy had like
I literally had like some pineapple and like a plate of lettuce.
Okay, listen, Run It Up Legion, I'm gonna make a promise to you, okay? If I ever enter and bank and do quite well in a 100K tournament, we're all celebrating, and it's sure as shit not going to be with lettuce. Okay? Like, there's going to be some sort of like festivities that are going to occur.
Wow, I think you're going to make everybody root for you now in the next 100K.
Well, that's your fault, not mine.
Yeah. I guess that's true. Well, I got to tell you, it was really awesome. There were at least like 4 or 5 fans came out and sweated as well. It was so awesome. I mean, for people to come down at 5 in the morning to sit and watch, there was nobody doing commentary. There was nobody calling the action. That's so awesome to see.
Yeah, no, you clearly had like the best and biggest rail. So.
Oh, that's. I owe it all to the fans.
Easy game.
The fans,
Yeah.
That's right. Let's see if we can win some pots here. We lost $5. We've had 10s and kings, and we still are stuck, which is crazy. I don't know any of these players either, besides I think Korean Hacker, and I think maybe play with Anthem 24 as well. The other 3 I don't
played
think.
With Anthem and Korean Hacker, but I don't really know anything about either of them.
Yeah, it's funny how that works.
Yeah.
I stay all the time. I'm like, yeah, I recognize these guys, and I don't know.
And normally too, I like used to have like a crazy memory. I'd be like, I played with you 4.5 years ago at
yeah, in the Commerce 510
or
game.
whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I haven't figured out who the ultimate regs are quite yet.
Yeah. I'm not sure either. You been playing a lot of poker in the last few months? What have you been up to?
Yeah. It's been so busy with like the move here that I feel like we're just getting settled in. So, but I've been playing some on Ultimate Poker.
Nice.
Finally, getting back into my groove. Yeah, I've been playing a little bit of live.
Yep.
Mostly at Bellagio.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Plan on playing any more tournaments in the fall? Obviously, you played some tournaments during the summer. How did those go? I actually don't even think we talked about that really too much.
I mean, nothing exciting. I played like 3 events. I played the main event, the ladies event, and like a 1K.
Like a 1K, yeah.
I mean, I made day 3 of the main, and then I didn't do anything else. And that was about it. Nothing too notable.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
You gotta play more than 3 though.
I know.
That's
well,
your
okay,
first
I
trick.
keep saying it, but like next summer, I feel like I'm really gonna try. You're gonna coach me up first.
I'm ready.
And then I'm actually gonna try and like devote myself to playing some more tournaments. But this summer, it just wasn't possible. With like we were moving here, things are crazy. I was going back and forth, So.
Right.
But
that is definitely tough.
Yeah.
But in the rest of the year, do you have any plans to play more tournaments?
I don't have any like set plans,
right.
but maybe some
plans per se.
Yeah, I mean, I got
That's
some
right.
things in the works.
Hey, I gotta tell you, you're a very planning kind of person compared to most poker players. You've got some responsibilities, some responsible bones over there.
Yeah, I can't just like pick up and take off.
That's right.
I
got a kid.
That's right. I know we got time for that.
That's right.
So yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure I'll play a couple here and there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully
heard a little rumor there might be something going on in Reno.
Oh yeah, I've teased the fans a little bit about this already, so they know there's basically the pinnacle of fun ever in poker is coming to Reno in October. They don't know anything else beyond that.
Okay,
though.
fair enough. And last time that I made an appearance at Reno, I flew to Reno for less than 24 hours.
That's right.
To meet and hang out with the Run It Up crew.
That's
this
right.
time, I do believe I can't write it in.
Official stone.
Yeah, like I'm not going to sign the contract yet, but
sure.
I think I should be able to be there for most, if not all of it.
Wow, I'm excited. So if nobody else is there, at least we'll have a nice time in Reno.
We'll just be hanging out.
It'll be us by the pool, drinking, relaxing.
Jason and I taking the fireball shots this time.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, last time it was great. We had only like 10 days notice, and we still got like, how many people were there? Like 30 people or something like that.
Yeah,
so
no, and it was,
we got 100 for the tournament.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was great. We also have some there's like, I don't know if I'm sure you've seen the actual picture, but there's a picture from the Run It Up tournament that I got second in, where I have you sweating behind me, both of us looking very serious for like $100 buy-in tournament. It's a great
See,
picture.
that's
there.
like true friendship. I
Yeah.
will be there on your $100 rail, and I
And
will be there on your 100K rail.
That's right. dmoongirl. That's right. That's amazing right there. Sorry, I keep kicking you. You know, we're
okay.
so bunched in
like,
together.
You guys can't really see. We're very crunched.
Yeah, on camera it looks like we're a mile apart, but really it's it's all just camera magic, production magic. Yeah, that whole thing. How's Me vs. You been going? I know at this point now it's been a few weeks since it ended for the rest of you guys.
Yeah.
How did you feel about your Me vs. You experiences, all things considered? You had
I had
obviously
a lot of fun. I had so much fun. There's some of them that I'm still like, I'm so competitive. I'm still a little bitter about losing a couple.
When you rewatch them, does it bring back all the memories of like almost winning?
Especially losing to Dan. He's just so. I reference him as like likably arrogant. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like
I can see it.
I don't like losing to him. So
yeah.
But no, it was so much fun. Overall, most of it, I would say like Putrid Pong was not very fun.
That was the worst.
How would you have done with Putrid Pong?
I would have literally said, you have to give me 100K to do this. I would have said, this is it. This time, 100,000, 100,000, and I'll do it. I mean, I have insane, obviously, as we talked about, I eat very, very plainly. So the idea of drinking a goldfish doesn't really appeal to me, shockingly enough. I mean, it was really insane. It was actually the only one I couldn't watch.
I'm going to tell you guys a secret. This is like never before behind the scenes information.
Man. Get excited.
I might even get in trouble for telling you this.
Oh wow.
So they brought in the goldfish and they let me like freak out about it because I was like, you can't eat a freaking goldfish. Like that's not okay, And I was like throwing an absolute fit. And then they were like, Danielle, we're not gonna actually make anybody eat the goldfish. We're gonna like, pull a little camera trick and everything else. There was like they're like, you're gonna have to do everything else. But the goldfish, they're like, we're gonna put in like a little mini carrot and you don't have to eat the goldfish. No, Dan O'Brien was like, I'm gonna eat the goldfish. He had an option to not eat the goldfish.
Wow,
and he ate the freaking goldfish.
Wow, that's great. Wow,
it's terrible. It's not great.
Wow, that is hilarious. That is hilarious. So, also great and hilarious is turning 3 of a kind on this little board here. I'm gonna check raise this little guy. What's
up now?
Let's make it 15 more. Check and die rates. If he calls in the turn and the river is a jack, a 9, or a club, we might have to do something besides betting. But I think on anything else, I'm probably going to bet. That definitely counts as Brick City.
That's a nice.
I feel very confident in betting. If he shoves, I guess maybe we can talk about maybe folding, but I don't think I would. Let's
You're a friggin' hero
if I bet 40 and somehow fold from my last 30. I mean, if he shoves, you could definitely have king 10.
That's one of those where I'm like, screw it, I'm calling out of curiosity.
Yeah, and he actually could have worse, I think, if he shoves, because it's such a brick river. If he has king 10, even like jack 10, might decide to shove just for value.
Right.
At this level, it wouldn't be crazy. I would be worried, but we only really lose to
we're not
full
like
houses
fist pumping if he shoves, but what else are we doing,
Boom.
Bink.
That's right. Profit. Boom. That's why you don't make the bet.
Yeah, he ate the freaking goldfish. He didn't have to. I'm still a little.
Could've, didn't.
Like what a villain. Like who?
Yeah.
Who? Like he bullies goldfish even.
Yeah, that Dan O'Brien.
It was the worst though. As bad as it looked on camera, it was 20 times worse.
I believe it. It's actually the only one that I could not visually watch. Was that episode? I listened to it. I had it playing and listened to it.
Listening to it would be worse.
Well, yeah, I've not my favorite episode. I guess.
I'm still traumatized.
There were some really good ones this season, though. I think my favorite scene of all of Me vs. You this whole season was Dan with the Dexter kind of like scene there with, I think it was like the peanut butter. Was that one? Yeah, that was a great one.
My son is like obsessed with Me vs. You. Like he watches it over and over and he's like, when's the next episode coming out?
That's great.
He wants to know like all the details, but he's like, okay, don't tell me who won, but tell me what you did. Like he's like, he doesn't want spoilers,
Yeah. No one likes spoilers.
He did not like that Dexter episode. I think it was just too creepy for him.
It's too creepy.
His mom,
he was only like 6 or 7,
yeah, like
right?
he like watching it. Like I said, he loves everyone. He was watching it, and I could just see in his face, and he was like, I didn't like that one, Mom.
That's right.
I didn't like that episode, and he has yet to watch it again. Every other one he's probably watched 40 times, but like that one, nope.
To me, the real hilarious thing about your son was that there was an Ultimate Poker gathering of some sort, and I guess we were all like watching the fights or something, and I guess he found out that Dan was coming and was excited about that. What's that story? Something like that?
He was a little starstruck by Dan. It was really funny because so Easton watches him all the time, and we were going to this little like work thing, and I was like, I think Dan O'Brien's gonna be there, and he's like, really? And he goes, did you tell him that I was coming? Do you think he's excited to meet me? I was like, I'm sure he is, buddy. You know?
Yeah.
And like, Easton is obsessed with Minecraft. Like, you cannot, if he has Minecraft in front of him, the kid would like not eat. He would not sleep if I let him play unlimited Minecraft.
Sure.
So we were at this work gathering. He had been really good for a while, and I knew he was bored. So I was like, okay, buddy, you can, you know, play Minecraft for a little bit. So I'd given him the Minecraft. And then Dan shows up, and I'm like, Easton. I was like, look who's here. And he like he's got like his iPad here, and he goes, here, hold this. And he takes it, and he like stands up straight like this, and he's like waiting for
Dan.
He was just like, hey. Hi, hey, how are you? Like, it was so funny.
I hope Dan was nice, right?
Dan was nice. I mean, Dan was like, no, Dan isn't as good at interacting with kids as you are. I will say, you guys, that Jason is like amazing with kids. He's very, very good.
10 years of karate helps a lot.
But yeah, it was pretty funny. I think he has like a little 6-year-old boy crush, if you can have that type of thing. You're like starstruck.
It's
kinda,
Dan
you know,
O'Brien.
whatever.
I understand. You know,
Yeah.
he's a pillar of
It was pretty
masculinity.
cute,
Let's see a flop. Let's try to flop 3 5s. How about that? Close, very close. But
I feel like whenever I pocket 3s, a 2 always comes up, and when I have 2s, a 3 comes up. You know, like vice versa. Because it's like so you're like, oh yeah, shit. That doesn't help me at all.
Do you still stare at the flop when it comes out when you're playing live poker? Like immediately? Do you get immediate justification?
I actually don't, because I realize that I am a tell box, and if I like hit my set, I sometimes flinch.
Right.
So I can't look at it as it's coming out.
But you can look at it after.
I'm
kind of similar with that.
I let it go, and I look at like a spot on the table, and then I look at it at once. And then for some reason, I'm like, okay then. But.
Right. I actually have a kind of similar thing where I used to like very normally not keep track of like where my eyes were when the flop was coming out, and I would see I flopped something good and be like, like I could definitely, I would get excited. I would feel myself starting to get
like the top and the middle card. You know, like I'll have like pocket 8s, and the top and middle card will be like, you know, brick, and then like the last card is like an 8, and I'm like,
holy shit, wow,
whoa, what am I gonna do? Oh my god,
yeah,
this is gonna be great.
Right. Meanwhile, I agree with you that if I'm just looking somewhere else and then I see an 8, it's like, oh, there's an 8
then
there.
you can like absorb it all at once.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm gonna just fold this. Here. I wasn't expecting him to call behind. He bet out $2 on the turn, and I thought we could call there and it would be okay, just because he's gonna have hands pretty often the 5s are beating somewhat. Also, maybe we can win on rivers. Like rivers like a 9, he has the 6. He might check fold the 6 to us incorrectly. But when the guy behind us calls, I think it's just probably just over. This is an interesting spot. We could definitely consider calling this, but I think that out of position against a guy who's been a little bit on the limpy side, that he's going to have hands that dominate us very often. Like I think like maybe he has like king queen or ace 4 suited sometimes, but I think he has hands that dominate us pretty often. Also, he's still left to act could do something, and big blind's left to act could do something. This hand's not exactly a superstar.
Do you ever consider 3-betting there?
I do consider 3-betting there for sure. I think it's absolutely probably either the first or second best play.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I agree that I would.
I think
calling is the last option. For me.
I think calling it's gonna be very hard to show a profit, because you call, you flop nothing, you're gonna just check fold. That can't be good. Because we're gonna make
you hit
mistakes.
Something, you still have to be kind of careful.
Yeah, you're still playing very cautiously, right? So I think folding is probably the best option. But if you weren't gonna fold, I think 3-betting is definitely right. If you're suspicious of this guy, but in this case, I kind of feel like it's likely that this guy has something, because he's played kind of like passively like this. You know what I mean? So if he's raising to a pot, I feel like he's more likely to have something that crushes us than not, especially with like ace 10. If we had ace queen, I'd probably stick around, because that hand is obviously way better, but I think it's fine to fold in that exact spot. Let's see what happens here. Almost for sure going to play this hand. Whether we play it for a limp or a raise, I don't know yet. I think I'm still going to plan on calling this here. It's not a great hand, but we're pretty likely to end up with absolute position, and it seems pretty likely that's going to go either 3 or 4 ways to a flop. In worst case scenario, you can take my $3 if you really want to. Not the greatest flop for us, but maybe we can still win. I guess leading is not a good sign for us winning this hand.
Are you all recovered from the series then?
I feel pretty recovered, but I never end the World Series and feel like burnt out from poker. In fact, usually quite the opposite. Usually the World Series ends and I can't wait to play more poker.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm burnt out on live poker, because let's be honest, live poker is very slow. Right. You know, especially if you play 9 or 10 handed, which they do very often. You know, like I said on an earlier episode of Run It Up, if I was lord of the poker universe, if I was protector of the realm of all of poker, well, you know, you don't always get what you want in life. Sometimes you're fiending for a turkey burger and some macaroni, and all they have is cheeseburgers and spaghetti with sauce. and you hate that. So, this is one of those days, kind of. We were happily singing along, smiling, dancing, laughing, having a great time, winning money, I'll even point out. And next thing you know, Zeus above smites us and says, blue screen of death. No more Run It Up episode today for this episode. So I say, okay. So we've been smited by Zeus. Jacob has said no episode is to be made tonight, so okay. The good news is, though, despite that being relatively sad, the good news is we made money today. $58.08 goes right into the bankroll, so there's that. The really good news is that episodes are going to be continuing. If you enjoyed dmoongirl's appearance on Run It Up today, there are 4 more episodes of Run It Up to dmoon week, so check that out. The rest of this week, subscribe here for more. And obviously, the super, super good news is that through the magic of editing production, the team at Run It Up was able to recover this entire episode, which I thought was 0% to happen. So shout outs to my awesome team here of wizards and scientists that were able to recover this video. Don't forget to tweet at Jason Somerville, that would be me. Let me know how happy you are that we managed to recover this episode and get it to you guys. And don't forget to tweet at dmoongirl as well and let her know, thanks for coming on Run It Up. That was awesome. See you again tomorrow. Let her know that. She'd really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching as always, guys, and I will see you for more sweet, sweet Run It Up action tomorrow. Peace.